So guys, it's been 4 days today since we lost Kobe.
Black Mamba.
Kobe.
Black Mamba. In a very, very tragic helicopter crash on Sunday in Calabasas, along with his 13-year-old daughter and 7 other victims.
7?
Yeah.
It was total 9.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people in a helicopter.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pretty baller helicopter. I saw a picture of it.
Was it?
Yeah. It's not just like the type where it's just 2 people and they have like the Princess Leia looking things. It's like,
Earmuffs?
I don't know, the
headphones.
Yeah. The Princess Leia holder things.
Yeah. It was more like, I don't know, it looked almost like a luxurious RV, like a movie trailer RV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I think they were teammates of his daughter since he's a.
They were going to a high school basketball game.
Right. Right. So, yeah, this is one that I've been dreading, man. I like, as soon as I heard, I'm like, whoa, this shit hurts. Like, it hurts.
The crazy part to me, so I grew up on him, right? So when I remember the exact day when I was in junior high, his story was widespread because he came straight out of high school, didn't play college. That's how freaking good he was. And so, yeah, so like I watched him play. Like he's one of the very, very few players that have stuck to one team and one team only. So identifies with the Lakers, and him and Lakers are one. And so when he passed away, I'm like, oh shit! Like I didn't think I would ever get like that taken back by an athlete passing away. But then to see that the whole world shared, because I understand that people in LA do.
Yeah, I thought it was an LA thing.
But then when the whole world all chimed in, I'm like, wow, he made a big impact. That's crazy, yeah.
There's just so much to say about his life too. Like he was an 18-time All-Star. He won 3 consecutive NBA titles from 2000 and 2012, 2 with Shaq, and then he later won 2 more rings in 2009, 2010. He was the MVP in 2008. And then he won an Oscar for his.
Oscar?
Yeah, he won an Oscar.
For a short film, Dear Basketball.
Yeah.
I was like, is this Space Jam?
It could have been. It could have been.
No, but like, did he work on it?
Yeah.
Like too?
Was he a stunt double?
Yeah.
He was definitely not in Space Jam, I will say.
Yeah. LeBron's supposed to be in the second one.
I think Bugs Bunny was in that one.
He was.
You know the space guy with the helmet? Remember that guy?
Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, Marvin the Martian.
Oh, Marvin the Martian.
He didn't have a mouth. I didn't trust him.
Yep.
It's just like this.
Yeah. There's a lot.
It was just the helmet.
What's crazy about Kobe is like my mom does not watch basketball, and she's sad. Like it's like
She said.
Why she's sad?
it's just one of those things where it's like when Michael Jordan came on the scene, everybody who didn't even watch basketball knew who Michael Jordan was. Like were interested in his career
Because he's such an icon.
Yeah, he just did something so different. Like I'll never forget my mom like making me sit there and watch some fucking show so that I could watch Michael Jackson moonwalk because she'd never seen anything like it before. Yeah. And it's kind of like that where with Michael Jordan too, where he was just doing something that people hadn't seen before. He was just wrecking it and dunking and shit. And
one of my favorite memes is this is back in the day where they had Kobe, like he tore his Achilles tendon and had like broken fingers, and he says without any like a peep, he pretty much finished the game. LeBron like twisted his ankle and he has like 2 other people carrying him out. And so like that was like that's the Kobe I think that people respect.
Mamba mentality.
Yeah, he just shuts the fuck up, gets the work done. No one knows all the hard work he does and all the pain he goes through. And I think that's why he became such an icon.
don't you love how in our culture we can't just say someone's great. We have to say someone else sucks.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. It's like, hey, to show you how great Kobe is, remember when LeBron was being a bitch?
Exactly.
LeBron recently like surpassed him in points too, in like just one day.
Yeah.
Before he passed it. Like,
That's what I can't believe about it too, is that he is gone. And that every time I see his picture, every time I see something about him, I can't
It's like a
believe he's
dream.
gone. It was like 4 days ago
So
he wasn't
fast.
gone.
and I keep scrolling through social media like R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. Like that just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't compute. Every time I read it, I'm like, Kobe Bryant's death. I'm like, what?
That's why I'm not even sad, because I'm like, he's not gone.
That's a good way to
He's
cope
like, I
with
need
it.
evidence.
It could be unhealthy.
Yeah, like deep down inside, I've been feeling like that for the last 4 days too. But then last night when I was reading into this, and they were saying like, yeah, they've they've confirmed with his fingerprints. Like they.
It was him.
Yes. So it's.
I thought he went into hiding.
I came out of the movies to the news, and like I just went to see Bad Boys 3, and I was like, oh man, it was a great way to finish the franchise. Whoa, that's crazy. My phone was like, brr, brr, brr. And all I got was like, did you hear about Kobe? Did you hear about Kobe? And then people started sending me this stuff, and I'm just like, it was such a weird feeling, very lethargic. Like I didn't know what to experience first because it just seemed so unreal. Like you wouldn't think someone like Kobe you would hear news like that for like 30, 40 years, you know?
Yeah.
He just retired a couple years ago. Like, oh, he's definitely going to get into the broadcasting, you know. He's really involved in his daughter's basketball. So, you know, he might get back into acting. You know, you never expected to hear something like this so soon. And I think that's what hit me the hardest with him, Paul Walker, and Nipsey Hussle.
That was my Aaliyah.
Young too.
Yeah, that's what 41?
41.
You know, we spend all of this time trying to be successful, trying to build a legacy, trying to, you know, make generational wealth for our kids and grandkids to be good. And, you know, when things like this happen, it really brings mortality into, like, the forefront. You'd be like, man, like, what is it all worth?
You know, I've been working hard. I started working so hard. I was like, fuck sleep. I'm going to just keep working. Because Kobe, what would Kobe do?
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm not going to sleep.
Visual representation of how like the world found out. Like there was like the epicenter is like here in LA, right? Of like the impact of the news is how I picture it.
It was like an earthquake happened in
All
LA.
of a sudden, like there was like this wave, like this ripple effect of everyone realizing like how real like life is, like how short it is, like how we're all feeling our mortality, and it's just like it's intense, man. Like I have cried for celebrity deaths a couple of times, like Robin Williams, Selena, like Aaliyah, like those were the big ones for me. But like after a day, I'd be like, oh damn, that's crazy, they're gone, and then I move on. But this one, it's like, fuck, I could easily cry about Kobe right now. Like, and then I didn't even watch basketball either. It's just so weird. Yeah.
I was never a huge Kobe fan, just because I'm from the Midwest, grew up with Michael Jordan. Like I'm not even like a huge LeBron fan, but I would never deny their greatness or their addition to the game and the craft. And I always admire the athleticism and you know, them being great fathers. I think that's what really resonated with me on a different levels, because like I know how I feel when somebody cuts me off in traffic, how, you know, you like, what the fuck, bro? Like, just use your blinker, right? But I know how infuriating I am, or I get when someone does it when my daughter's in the car. Because in that moment, I feel so helpless. Like if they clip me and I hit something else, like I'm completely helpless in that situation, and my daughter's looking at me for guidance, for help, for comfort, for anything, and I can't do anything. And that's what really resonated to me, because I like in those last moments.
For sure, I see that.
You know what I'm saying?
I
like,
see
I
that.
just hope his soul can find peace, because to do all of that for the kids, and you know the whole reason he takes the helicopter is so he can spend more time with the kids. And he doesn't have to sit in traffic. And there's a video why he explained, like, you know, he takes a helicopter because he's sitting in traffic and he's missing his kid. He's on the road so much. If he can get even that 20 minutes with his kids in the car, taking them into school and picking them up, like that's why he does with the helicopter through the day, so he can get back in enough time.
I was reading how this helicopter pilot was saying that it was really unsafe that day, and no one would have.
All the other flights were grounded. Yeah,
I think we can all agree that LA traffic killed this man. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, because traffic is so fucking bad here that you have to take a fucking chopper to live your life. Like you do have to, like if you have the resources, dude. The traffic here is so insane and not getting any better that if I could take a fucking chopper, even after all this shit, I still would, because it's so bad.
It took me over 2 hours to get to Irvine, and that's like a 40-minute drive.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
It took me 2.5 hours. It was
I had a show in Brea last week. I went to Brea. I headed to Brea around 1, and my show wasn't until 8.
Oh my gosh.
I just went early, got a room, and camped out, because I know if I left then, it'll be a 45, 50-minute drive from Glendale. But if I leave at 5 or 6, 2 hours, 2.5 hours easy.
LA traffic.
And so I was like, I would rather just spend $100 to be comfortable in the room, not be in traffic, not have anxiety building up, and then I have to go on stage and do 30 minutes of stand up. Like my shoulders aren't fucking tense as hell. Like LA traffic is the worst that I've ever experienced in my life. Only like second to maybe China.
Phillip Rivers,
Seriously, it's
Phillip Rivers he was the San Diego Chargers quarterback. They moved to LA. The team moved to LA. He still lived in San Diego, and he outfitted an SUV with like TV screens and shit, so that he could do all of his pregame shit and like practice like shit, like just in the back while he had a driver driving back and forth.
Yeah,
because it was so long. He spent like 3-4 hours in traffic.
Ridiculous, man. It is honestly ridiculous. The infrastructure in LA is horrible for this to be as big of a metropolitan city as it is.
And that's why Elon Musk is working on the Hyperloop, because he's like, hopefully it's something.
What is that
Let's
supposed
build
to
a
be?
freeway on top of the fucking freeway. How about that? First, just give me that.
Or even if they had a better transit system, like the bus system in LA, the metro system in LA, it's okay, but it's not efficient enough for people who really like. You can't like if you have a job where you're in a what is it, exec? You can't take public transportation. It's not efficient enough. It's not timely enough.
And people are peeing on your shoes.
I mean, that's gonna happen, yeah. That's another thing. Like, I'm very paranoid. So, like, when I do like take the train, I always have like a trash bag that I've sliced down the middle, and I place that over the seat. Because they're like, people be on those trains and they sleep and they just pee, and you just sitting in that pee.
Why are they making that furry fabric that I know collects bacteria?
Yuck.
Because it's dark. It's dark and it's easier to conceal.
It's like stripper chairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I take Lysol wipes to the stripper.
Oh, that's smart too.
Yeah, I just wipe down the stool or the seat before
Before your lap dance, you're like, hold on.
and then I wipe down my.
You just wear the full mask.
And then you do real quick, just 2 jets on her pussy. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Do you guys remember where you guys were at when you guys heard the news?
Hell yeah. I was with Joe. Joe's the one that told me. We were at a business thing, and
We were at a Tony Robbins seminar.
yeah, and I was so happy. We were making so many breakthroughs and learning so much about business. And me and him, we were like, fuck yeah, that's tight. And he goes, Kobe Bryant just died. And I'm like, whew. It just went black. I'm like,
Yeah.
fucking lying, dude. You're lying. So I went to Twitter and I went to look, and there it was.
The whole time I was like, Tony Robbins, tell us what you feel, what you really feel right now. I know you got the fucking news. And then he was doing an interview with the owner of fucking coconut water, the Zico. And I'm like, stop talking about coconut water. Talk about Kobe Bryant. I know everybody wants to know right now what you feel. And he talked about basketball a little bit because I think he was about to slip. But then they finished their speech and then they stopped. And I'm like, man, I wanted to hear your thoughts.
Dude, wouldn't it be crazy if Tony Robbins was like, man, fuck Kobe?
I know, dude. That was fucking crazy.
Do you think he was even notified because he's just talking?
I'm sure. No, I'm sure.
I'm
I'm sure. Everyone knew.
Everyone knew because I think it happened when he was gone behind the stage. There was someone else doing a speech when it happened, and then he came back up on stage. And then I think that's when everyone started like, hey, you hear about Kobe? Like, you hear everybody talking about it. And then I'm like, man, we should just talk about that right now.
Yeah, I wish they would have.
Yeah.
You said Tony Robbins. I thought you said that they went to Tony Roma's. That's why I was
That's
like,
what you were
damn,
talking
the
about
food.
food.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I've had those ribs. They're not that good. Like, why did it change their life?
Tony Romas, tell you how you feel.
Tony Romas! Stop talking to the coconut water guy. Tell us how you feel.
Wasn't to Gio saying we were at Tony Robbins. I was like, wait. That's not Roma.
Tony Romas, first of all, I can't believe you're here. This is incredible.
Does anyone know what Tony Romas look like?
I have no idea.
Because I know
I
what
would
Wolfgang Puck looks like.
Is he Italian?
Is he even real?
Wow.
I think there's a Tony Romas. Like, there's an actual
Wolfgang
Tony
Puck
Romas.
looks like?
Yeah, he's a fat guy with a beard.
There's no beard.
There's no beard.
No, he doesn't have a beard.
You just let somebody in your house and he told you it was Wolfgang Puck so he can cook for you? Why was he cooking for you Winnie the Pooh style, just ass out?
I don't even think he's fat either.
Are you sure?
You're like, he's a naked
fat.
chef who comes to your house.
Regular.
Yeah.
Doesn't he have a big beard? Like,
I don't know what Wolfgang Puck looks like. I've never claimed to either.
Yeah, that's because you never bought the expensive soup.
That's true. I mean, I bought it in the airport, but
Oh no, the canned expensive soup. That
no, I would never treat.
you never treated yourself like that.
That's true. I make my own soup.
Okay, there you go.
Oh wow.
How'd you find out, Bart?
So I was at the Fit Expo on Sunday, and I was with one of my buddies who just flew in out of town. So he's a strength and conditioning coach for a bunch of pro athletes, NFL players and NBA basketball players. And one of the guys he coaches was a Laker. So, and then that guy, DJ Khaled, Nipsey Hussle, like Kobe, all of them, they're all in the same investment group together. So when he found out, he was like, "You're not gonna believe what just happened." And I'm just sitting across from him, we're just eating tacos, and I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Kobe just died." And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then like it just hit me because I'm like, I thought he was just gonna say like, I don't know, I wasn't expecting a celebrity to die. And Kobe, he's so young, it seems like he's just about to start his broadcast career, like you're saying. Yeah. So that caught me off guard. And then right then and there, like 2 fans wanted to take a picture, and I was like, I still went through the motions, took a picture because I know they don't know what happened. Yeah. But then pretty much
told them, did you know Kobe just died?
No, I didn't want to ruin their day. But then
I would have told them.
30 minutes after, when I walked back into the Fit Expo, that's all the whispers and murmur that you hear. Like the entire convention center was like, "Did you guys hear Kobe just died? Kobe just died." And it's just like the whole feeling of the Fit Expo was probably like 30,000 people in there. It felt weird. It felt really weird.
Like nobody wanted to flex no more.
No one wanted to flex at all.
Are you saying Fit Expo or FedEx?
Like fitness.
Okay. I was like, what is everybody fucking talking about today, man? The whole time I'm like, why is packaging so important right now?
Plus, everyone's so fucking active. I'm like, was anybody just chilling on the internet and you just saw it come up? Like,
That was me.
Yeah, what the fuck is all
Yeah,
this shit?
like,
I was
I had
sitting across from
just-
DJ Khaled's manager and like all this shit. I'm like, did anybody just was sitting on the toilet and you go like, holy fuck?
We're moving.
Yeah. Geez.
I really thought he said FedEx. I was like, man, bubble wrap is taking over, I guess, because you need a whole expo.
At the office supply convention, and then the whole entire place, you can't even hear a bubble wrap pop.
You got these new ones, they're quiet, takes all the fun out of it.
But I think it'll be one of those days where I remember forever because I remember the exact moment.
That's exactly what a tweet that I read. Like, this is one of those events in our lifetime that it's like, where were you when you heard?
Stop
And
talking
he's-
about coconut water. That's what I'll say.
He's fucking 6, 7 years older than most of us. Like that's, and what have we done with our lives? We're pieces of shit.
That's why I feel like I gotta work harder.
Ow, whoa.
I gotta work way harder.
We've done nothing.
Well, he started his career
White
at
trash.
17. At 17, right?
Yeah.
So he had a head start.
That's true.
Well, I don't want it as bad as Kobe. I know that.
The what?
I heard.
you don't want it?
I've read so many stories and seen so many videos lately of like him.
His work ethics?
Yeah, his work ethic.
Fuck.
There's one guy that was saying like Kobe would always get to the stadium before him.
Yeah.
And so he was trying to get there before him one time when he hurt his finger. He's like, I'm definitely gonna beat him there. And he's like, Kobe was still there before him, shooting with his left hand.
They would win a game, and then right after the game, everyone goes home or they go eat or they go party. Kobe went back to the court and he just would practice his free throws.
So you know, and I hear a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL. They go like backup quarterbacks and all this shit. They go like, hey, like that guy over there, he's the first guy in the building. He's the last one to leave. And I'm like, I don't know if it's showing up on tape, or I don't know if it's I don't know if you're there yet. Like some of those like
They work so hard, but they still suck.
yeah, some of those like Matt Hasselbacks and shit. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Yeah, it's good that you put the work in.
I think what hurt me even more, I mean, obviously it was Kobe that really, really hurt me, but I think just thinking about his wife, Vanessa, and her losing not only her husband, but her child, where I'm like, fuck, I can't even imagine what she must be feeling right
Half
now.
your family just died. That's fucking crazy.
Like, well, that, and like, how do you explain it to,
The other kids.
you know, like, there's so little, like, how do you explain that they're not coming back anymore?
There's a part of me where I'm like, because of social media, like when imagine you're in the family, I wonder how like kids or family members feel when you feel like, let's say I learned that my dad dies through Instagram versus
Yeah.
through my dad or the
That
hospital.
was something else that I wanted to bring up too, was like how TMZ broke the news before a lot of the other families found out. So apparently, first it was reported that not even Vanessa knew and that she found out through TMZ, but it turns out that she did know, according to Harvey Levin, the TMZ guy, and so he ended up just still like saying like, you know what, even though the other families don't know yet, like this is Kobe's more important, we gotta get this out. And so it's like, what? That's so insensitive.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be some respect for the family that's involved.
And then so
They should report things late like us.
Smart.
Right.
That's really smart.
we're really sensitive. 4 days.
5 days.
Yeah.
Actually longer, because I don't know when this is coming out.
7 days.
But that's enough time.
Respectful.
You could count on us that the kids won't watch JK News and find out.
But that's not even it though. Like,
Somebody's like, I found out watching JK News. It's like, where the fuck were you, man?
A week.
What? How did you fuck that up, man?
That's a good point. But yeah, like I don't know. There's just a lot of people are having issues with TMZ. Not like this one is like the most fucked up one too. But they've also been like working with LAPD to publish like victims' photos or like exploit other women and stuff, and just they have an issue. But yeah, there's just so much more to really cover, and I just been sitting here like just like sulking. Like I just feel like, this isn't real. This is not real life. I don't know what else I can add to this.
It's weird though, because that what you just said, that there's two sides of that, right? So I've heard people say it's insensitive. Nobody's even talking about the other people who died, and then on the other hand, I hear, if you publish their photos, you're taking advantage of them. I'm like, damn, dude, you just can't win. Fucking.
No, it's the photos of the other things, like the women accusers or whatever. Like,
Oh, okay.
those other people, not these victims in particular. I'm just saying, like TMZ altogether, they're saying time's up on TMZ because
they're just using it to exploit.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see.
I mean, and then they didn't even have all the facts right. Like when the story first broke, they were saying it was 5 people in the helicopter,
and that
then
all his daughters were there, and then saying that Rick Fox was
Rick Fox was
and then,
there.
like, it was
Yeah,
just so much.
it was a
You're
lot.
Rick Fox's kid, and you're like, what the fuck? My dad died, and just kidding. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and that's the
His
crazy
daughter
thing. Like
actually tweeted that.
Lion Baby, she's a musical artist. She was like, my stepdad was not in the helicopter. Can you guys stop spreading this fake news? Well, she didn't say fake news. She was like this rumor, and just let the details like fall out because people want to be first so bad. Yeah. Like, and it's so crazy. And I'm sure we've all done it at one point or another, but like, it's almost like people love sharing bad news to get that visceral reaction from people. Like, yo, did you hear? So you could be the first person to say it. Like, because even when I posted, like, I felt bad for people leaving out the other victims, and I didn't know all the information. So I just said, prayers up and positive energy to all the families affected by the horrible crash today. So, and people were like, yeah, man, did you hear his daughter was with him? Like, motherfucker, yes. Yes, I heard that. And you don't have to, like, put that, just like, yo, like, respect or put up a heart or something. Like, all the extra shit is not necessary. We just love to, like, give the bad news. And I feel like that's what TMZ is, like, really taking a minute.
For me, like, I didn't even feel right. Like, I did tweet some stuff, but, like, just even, like, on IG and stuff. Because I had photos from, like, the 2010 Laker parade that I went to. And, like, I saw, like, I got a glimpse of him in person. And, like, all of LA was there, like, supporting. Like, I fucking felt, like, the energy of LA and, like, the love for the Lakers. And, like, I just felt weird. Like, I didn't want to make it about me. So I didn't post it.
I'm always conflicted when people post pictures of somebody that just died. Like, yeah, look at me, the person that's not here no more. We took this picture, and it's usually not something like we met Kobe at All Def because he was one of the investors in the hedge funds that started, and like he would come to the office, he would take the helicopter to the parking structure and then have a truck pick him up. And like I still didn't post any of those pictures because I'm just like I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to make it about me and a personal relationship that I have. Like I knew him, but he didn't know me well enough to see me in fucking Jamba Juice. Like, oh, Tahir.
Yeah.
Shoot.
And that's hard,
like,
right?
Kobe, like it's never gonna like he just knew I worked at the company, so
that's hard too because we all there's such an inclination in where we're at, where everyone wants to inject themselves into the story and be like, how this affected me. And I get that. There's like a selfishness to it.
How we mourn, how we deal with it.
It's a catharsis as well. So I don't necessarily think it's one or the other, but I do think it's very fun to make fun of it.
That is true though. Like that could be when he affected your life most at that moment, and like that's what it changed for you.
Yeah, someone who actually shared their story was I forgot her name already, but the woman ESPN girl. She ended up sharing a story about how like when she met Kobe and she was like 8 months pregnant, and he asked her like, oh, how far along are you? And she says like, oh, whatever, and I'm having another girl or a girl. And he was like, man, I love being a girl dad. Like her sharing that story was
it's
so
probably prompted the whole hashtag now.
Exactly. Now there's all these dads talking about like being a proud girl dad and all these things, and I'm just like, see, things like that where it's like it makes an impact, like a beautiful impact by sharing your story that I can I love. Like I get behind, but I also understand the reason why people need to share themselves and inject themselves into the stories. Because that's just how they
I see
mourn.
both ends of it. It's just at the end of the day, I see Kobe Bryant, 41 years old, legend, icon, everything, and I think, man, that's only like a couple years. I could have 8 years left, like any of us could, and that's what really blows my mind.
I'm immortal.